Donald Trump has attacked Hillary Clinton for supporting the war in Iraq while saying he opposed it strongly quite early on. And as evidence, he points to a profile of himself in Esquire magazine.
This is a quote, absolute quote. Look at the war in Iraq and the mess that we're in. This is right after the war started. I would never have handled it that way. Does anybody really believe that Iraq is going to be a wonderful democracy where people are going to run down to the voting box and gently put in their ballot, and the winner is happily going to step up and to lead the country?
So when did Trump tell the magazine those words? Let's go to the timeline, and we'll start with September of 2002, when there was a lot of talk about a possible war, and Trump was on the Howard Stern show. This is what he said.
Are you for invading Iraq?
Yeah, I guess so. I wish it was. I wish the first time it was done correctly.
So we move through the holidays and we move into March 20th. The ground war begins, and the very next day, Trump says that it looks like a tremendous success from a military standpoint. But less than a week later, he tells the Washington Post the war's a mess. What changed? Well, there were a lot of successes, but there were some casualties. An American servicewoman was captured. Maybe that was it. We don't know. But we do know that by September, this is what he was saying. Trump said it wasn't a mistake to fight terrorism and fight it hard. And I guess maybe if I had to do it, I would have fought terrorism, but not necessarily Iraq. So where is that strong condemnation from Esquire magazine? Well, you're not going to find it down in these months. You have to go past the end of 2003 and deep into 2004, all the way to August, before those statements were made. And a lot of people were now speaking out against the war. So we know this. Trump was for the war before it started. We know that he did say some things early on against the war, but that strong condemnation that he said came right after the war started actually came a year and a half into the fighting, almost. By that time, as we said, a lot of people were against it. Esquire magazine was pushing this out online today as proof of what they say is Trump's continued lying. And we're going to have to agree with them on that and say, in terms of his claim of the strong condemnation right after the war started, that is false.